Hello, dear children. I hope all of you are fine and keeping good health. So, in the previous session, you have seen that Bassanio makes his choice, his final choice, and he chooses the leaden casket. So, when he goes with the inscription on the leaden casket, he says that your blunt message has moved me more than the eloquent words. And then he says that I choose you, and may the result be joyful. So he chooses, finally chooses the leaden casket. And see the reaction on Portia here. She says, how all the other passions fleet to air. So here the word passion means emotions or feelings. So Portia was, as you've seen earlier, she was overcome with fear, with anxiety, with doubts. And now you see that suddenly she feels different, as if all the doubts, all the confusions, all the fear, everything is over. Why? Because she wanted that Bassanio should make the right choice. He should choose the casket that contains her picture. And fortunately, he makes the right choice. So Portia is overjoyed, you can say. She's very happy, delighted that he has made the right choice. And then you see the reaction on her. She says, how all the other passions fleet to air. She is talking about the passions, mean emotions, the feelings. She says, now all those emotions and all those feelings that surrounded me, they have all vanished into the air, dissolved into the air. Now, what are those? She says here feelings as doubtful thoughts. Such feelings like doubts, rash embrace despair, rashly conceived despair. Despair means loss of hope. So she was surrounded by doubts whether he'll make the right choice or no. And then rashly conceived despair. Rashly means despair that comes to a person all of a sudden. So she was also overcome with despair, means loss of hope. That if he makes the wrong choice, what will happen? She will lose his company forever. And third thing she says, and feeling like shuddering fear, means fear that made her to tremble. And green eyed jealousy. Now, here jealousy is considered as a green eyed monster. So, in those days, the green color was taken for the color of the jealous people. And here the green color is considered to be a monster having green eyes. So these feelings that were crowding around her, all these feelings have disappeared, vanished, dissolved in the air. And that is what she says, that feelings like doubts and rashly conceived despair, that fear that made me to tremble, and jealousy. Now, what jealousy is here? She was jealous of what? Of whom? Jealousy that other maidens like her, other girls of the same age, they have the freedom to make their choice. Whereas she doesn't have that freedom, that liberty to make her own choice because she has promised to follow the will of her father and she has to do it. She cannot commit a sin of oath breaking. That is why she was jealous of others. It is but a natural thing that comes into a person, being jealous of others. She says, but all these feelings have vanished into the air. And she says, oh, love, be moderate. She is addressing the God of love. Who is the God of love? Cupid. So, addressing the God of love, Cupid, she says, O God of love, be moderate. Allay thy ecstasy. Ecstasy means happiness. And allay means diminish this excess of happiness that has come to me. So happiness is fine, but when happiness or the joy is excessive, too much, and that is also unbearable, things can go wrong. That is what she says, that moderate this feeling of happiness, make it normal. So she wants that the joy, the happiness that has come upon her, that Cupid, the god of love, has showered upon her at this moment when Bassanio makes the right choice. So, this happiness, this joy that has come to her, which is in excess, she wants it should be moderate. It should be in moderation. In measure, reign thy joy. So, she says that in measure, the joy that has come to her, the happiness, that has come to her, that should be moderation. In moderation, it should be moderate, it should be controlled. So she says to the God of love that, oh God of love, the happiness and joy that you have given me is fine, but it is an excess, and I feel too much of your blessings. The reward, the blessing that you have showered upon me, I feel too much of it. So she says that your blessing that have come upon me, it has become unbearable because it is too much, it is an excess. So what she says for that, scan this excess, means restrain the excess of joy, make it normal, make it moderate. For I fear I surfeit, because I am afraid that if this joy and this happiness will not be in moderation, will not be controlled, what will happen? I will suffer from excessive blessings of yours. So she wants that the God of love, the happiness and joy that He has showered upon her, that should be in moderation. It is too much. So why she says this? Because all of a sudden, so much of happiness, so much of joy has come to her part. And she can't believe that such a thing has happened. She is overjoyed, she is very happy. So, in that happiness, she tells the God of love, addressing the God, that bring the happiness in moderation. Bassanio says, what I find here, now see on the other hand what Bassanio is doing. He has chosen the leaden casket and then he opens the casket. Now, opening the leaden casket, he says, what do I find here? And what he sees, what he finds, fair Portia's counterfeit. He says, what is this? This is the picture, the portrait of the beautiful Portia. What demigod hath come so near creation? And then he says, demigod means the semi-divine creature. He is calling the artist a semi-divine creature. Divine means heavenly, belonging to heaven, a godly creature. But semi-divine means half human and half God. So he says, who is that semi divine creature who has painted such a picture of Portia, which is very much real or original, very much life like it seems. When I look at the picture, it seems that she is living. So, who is that half divine person, that artist who has made this picture which is so much near to being alive? Move these eyes, and then he looks at the eyes of Portia in the picture and he feels that the eyes of Portia are moving. So, does it really move? No, nothing such. But here he is answering it himself. First is questioning, are these eyes of hers moving, or whether riding on the balls of mine? So he says first, are these eyes moving of Portia? And then he says, no, I think that they are riding on my eyeballs. It means they are fixed on my eyes. And that is why I feel when my eyeballs move, I feel that hers in the picture is also moving. So that is what he says. Are these eyeballs moving, or whether they are moving in unison with my eyeballs? And that is why they seem to be in motion. And then he looks at the lips of Portia in the picture and he says, here are severed lips, means separated lips. So two parts are there, the upper and the lower lips. So he looks at the lips and he says, these are the two lips which is parted or separated with sugar breath. Now from between the lips, Portia's breath is said to be sugar breath. And that is a bar, a sweet bar as given here. Bar means a barrier that divides both the lips. So the upper, the lower lip, they are divided by a barrier in between. And that barrier is what? A sweet breath. So that is what he says here. These are her seaward lips that are parted or divided with a barrier, a sweet barrier of a sugar breath. And so sweet a bar should sunder or separate such sweet friends. So he says, such a sweet barrier, that is the sweet breath of us, should separate two sweet friends. And then he looks at the hair in the picture, the golden hair of Portia, and he says, here's the hair, the painter played the spider. Here the painter or the artist has played the part as a spider. He has given here that he has worked like a spider and hath woven a golden mesh. Golden mesh means a golden web. Here the painter has worked as a spider and he has made or he has painted a golden mesh, means golden web, to entrap. To entrap means to trap or to capture the hearts of men faster than gnats and cobwebs. So you know a spider makes cobwebs, and the gnats are the small insects, tiny insects that get stuck in the cobweb. That is the purpose of the spider making cobweb. So when the insect get stuck or caught or captured in the cobweb, the spider moves forward and feeds upon the insects. That is the food of the spider. So just like the insects are caught in the cobweb, here the hearts of the men are captured by the golden mesh, means seeing the picture of Portia, the golden locks, the golden hair, the men are attracted towards her. And that is how this golden mesh captures the heart of men faster than the insects that get caught in the cobwebs. And then he sees the eyes. But her eyes, how could he see to do them? So here Bassanio thinks that her eyes are so attractive, so beautiful, so bright and glowing. How could the artist be able to paint the eyes of Portia? Because I think that he thinks that the attractiveness, the color, the brightness of the eyes would make him blind. How could he manage to have painted both the eyes? He says, I think having made or painted one, the eyes should have the power to steal both his eyes, means take away the eyesight. He'll turn blind. So Bassanio says the eyes are so beautiful, so attractive, so bright and glowing, so sparkling that I think that while the artist should paint one, he would turn altogether blind because the eyes are so attractive, they have the power to steal away the eyesight of the artist. So he is surprised, astonished, and he is wondering how could the artist manage to paint both her eyes. I think he says that while painting, he would turn blind and leave the work unfinished. Having painted just one eye, he would turn blind, and the next one he won't be able to paint. Yet look how far the substance of my praise does wrong this shadow. But then he realizes this shadow here means this picture. It is like a shadow of Portia. So he says, he realizes that I think the words of praises that I am using to praise this picture, to praise the artist, I think it is not worthy of it. I should use better words. So he said, the substance of my praise doth wrong this shadow in underprizing it. I am almost underprizing it, underestimating this picture because it is so original, so lifelike. It seems that she is living, so beautifully painted. And the words that I am using to praise it, I think those words are insufficient. I am underprizing it, underestimating it. It needs more eloquent, more better words of praise. So it is injustice that I am doing by using insufficient and small words. So far this shadow doth limp behind the substance. He says, similarly, if the real Portia comes and stands before the picture, one would say that this picture limps behind means it is not equal in estimation to the beauty of the real Portia. So it will limp behind the real one. So that is what he says here. Here is the scroll, the content and summary of my fortune. And then he picks up the scroll. Scroll is a piece of paper that is rolled up that was in the casket. He picks up that rolled up piece of paper and he says, here is the scroll, this is the inscription, this is the scroll, which is the continent, means the content and summary of my fortune. This is the content, this is the summary of my destiny. This will tell about the story that will go further in my life, how I'll go ahead with my life. This is the summary of it. And then he reads it. Now, what is written here, you see? You that choose not by view. So the inscription says that you have chosen not by view, means not by external appearance. You are not drawn towards external appearance. The choice that you have made, it is not on the basis of the external beauty. So you have chosen not by the external view, chance as fair and choose as true. It means that you will always be fortunate and you will always choose the right thing. You will always be true in your choice in your life. And since this fortune falls to you, since this piece of luck, this fortune has come in your share, it falls to your lot. Be content. Be content means be satisfied. And seek no new and don't search, don't seek for another fortune. Think that you are lucky, be satisfied in this. Think that you are fortunate. This is the ultimate thing that you could ever dream of and wish for or get in your life. So this is the ultimate one. Don't search for, don't seek for any other fortune. If you be well pleased with this, and hold your fortune for your bliss, turn you where lady is, and claim her with a loving kiss. And it says that if you are well pleased and satisfied and happy with this piece of luck that has come to you, then think that your fortune is responsible for this happiness. So if you believe, if you think that it is your destiny that this piece of luck has come to your lot, and if you are happy, then turn towards the lady, turn towards Portia, and move forward and claim her with a loving kiss. Claim her because now she is to be your wife. So move ahead, approach her, and give a loving kiss and claim that she should be your wife. And then he says a gentle scroll, a wonderful, a beautiful scroll. Fair lady, by your leave. He says it is a wonderful scroll. It is something that is really lucky and precious for me. He says, fair lady, addressing Portia, he says, beautiful lady, gentle lady, fair lady. By your leave means by your permission. So he has moved ahead and is going to kiss her. He says, fair lady, if you allow me, I want to kiss you. And then she allows and he kisses her. He says, I come by note as by the instructions given on this inscription on this scroll. I have followed it and I have come to you to give you one kiss and receive one from you. So I am following the instructions that is given in this inscription on this scroll, and I have come here to kiss you and receive one from you. Like one of two contending in a prize. So he says, I am like one of the competitor that is competing for a reward. Just like in a competition, there are two people and they are contesting for a reward. He says, I feel that I am one of them. That things he had done well in people's eye. Hearing applause, universal shout. So example is given here of a competition that is going on, and Bassanio says, I feel I am one of the contestant. And when I hear the people applauding, praising, and a general shout of the audience and viewers, I think that I have done well in the people's eye. So this is something very common that happens in a competition. When you hear great applause and shout of the people, a general applause, you'll think that you're doing well. But he says, giddy in spirit, still gazing. He says, I am like one of the contestants, thinking that I am doing very well in this contest. He says, but giddy in spirit. But at present, I am feeling giddy with excitement. I am overexcited, still gazing in doubt whether those peals of praise be his or no. So still I am gazing means looking at the audience, the viewers who are smiling, who are applauding. I am still gazing, looking at them, and I am in doubts whether these praises, these applauses are for me or for someone else. So you come to know here that Bassanio is confused. Still, he is unable to believe that he has won the lady, Portia. So he says, so thrice fair lady, calling her thrice means trebly beautiful lady, three times beautiful lady, means saying the words beautiful once is not enough. I would say three times, that you are three times beautiful than any other one on this earth. He says, stand I even so, I am also in such a state of confusion and doubt. As doubtful whether what I see be true, I am doubtful because whatever I am seeing, I am witnessing, whatever is happening around me, I am confused, I am in doubts whether it is really happening, it is the truth or not, until it is confirmed. So I will not believe this to be true until you confirm it, until it is confirmed by you, signed, vouched by you, and ratified by you. So it is given here the meanings. You can see what it actually means until it is confirmed, vouched, and approved. Vouched means proved, and approved means confirmed by you. It almost means the same. So here Bassanio warns that Portia herself should make him to believe, should give a confirmation and approval that yes, you have won me, that now we are going to be married. So later on we'll see from the speech of Portia. Whatever is done, revise it and do the workbook questions. Thank you.